The pursuit of truth. Explore until you find satisfying outcomes. Last video I touched on building your philosophy. However, now I want to touch on what will define our philosophy, our perception of truth. Everyone has their own perspectives on truth, regardless if they build their own philosophy or if they get it from some source they trust, such as parents, religion, etc. Yet, the value of truth is that it can point us towards the best possible scenario regarding the circumstances we've been given as we may deem best, right? We are the ones that decide what we think is best, what we think is worst, and everything in between for us at the time, right? Nonetheless, oftentimes what we think is the best method of reaching our goals is actually not the best method in reality. I can compare this to someone starting out in any sport. Beginners might think a certain sport is easy and that they can become the best at it if they only invested, time in it, because they've been somewhat successful on their first few attempts, right? However, if they truly competed against top-tier talent consistently, right, they would realize how difficult any sport is, some sports being harder than others. But those that reach to the top in any activity make it there not because they were lucky, but because they had methods that the top competitors couldn't beat, even if they were this close, right? Sometimes with unfair advantages, such as luck, privilege, socioeconomic factors, or access to resources others don't have. But for the most part, they actually developed knowledge and skills that led them to that position. Yet the knowledge they used to build their skills isn't common knowledge. For if it was, then they wouldn't be the only ones at the top. There would be multiple different candidates at the top each time, each competition, because those that have access to the same knowledge will build methods and get similar results, or maybe even better results based off of that foundation. However, those that manage to stay consistently at the top of any sport demonstrate their value, skill, and effectiveness of their method. In my opinion, that is beauty. It's beauty to see their methods winning time and time again, regardless of the different obstacles they may encounter. If you've ever designed something, you know that even the slightest miscalculations can throw the entire design off. Whether it's an algorithm, whether you're doing software engineering, right, a piece of art, a skill, etc. Yet these people got their knowledge and skill not by doing the same thing that others were doing, but likely by exploring outside of the norm, right, and holding themselves to a high standard. For example, if they explored a method and they got some success with it, but they didn't manage to beat the best of the best, then they wouldn't be satisfied and they would break it down if they had to really find the best method, right? I bet you they explored all the working methods and perhaps even created their own method, right? An unknown method, something that hadn't been seen before. They built their knowledge and foundation of understanding through exploring and analyzing, and I think that's what's most important here. So my first point here is to explore. Explore different methods and build your foundation of understanding. Understand why things work, why things, certain methods don't work, why you should keep on going and trying certain things, or why you should simply stop trying a certain challenge, right? Some battles are simply not meant for us to be won. Like there's some battles that are incredibly difficult and just not worth the squeeze, per se, right? Other challenges are less costly and would give us what we want and perhaps even more. And I believe those should be pursued, in my opinion. So choose a challenge and a method where you feel good and the method gives you great results according to you, right? With enough practice, hopefully the form gives you results that beat out all the other competition or helps you successfully overcome the obstacle or challenge that you may encounter or choose to tackle, right? This doesn't only apply to sports, but to anything in life we may consistently encounter or desire, right? Such as dealing with crowds, dating, hobbies, discipline, dealing with our fears, and our general approach to life. Let me know your opinions, counter-arguments, and philosophies on this subject. This was part 1 of the Pursuit of Truth series.
Oh, it's lights out table tennis here in Suzhou.
Left side into the end zone, jump ball, and it is. Is it caught? Is it caught? Oh my goodness, it's caught! DeAndre Hopkins caught it! He caught it!
Oh, what a way to win it!
There's nothing we can do. Well, he was beaten to 600, wasn't he, by Cristiano Ronaldo recently. He's there now, 3-0.